All right, let's get going. Sean Zittel, FightHype.com, here with one of the greatest promoters in the history of the sport, the creative genius known as Mr. Don King, promoting a big fight June 9th in Miami. Adrien Broner returns to the ring against Bill Hutchinson. And Don, I know Bill Hutchinson is training hard, but can this man, who's a lawyer by trade, can he really give that much trouble to a man like Adrien Broner, former four-division champion? What do you think of that, Don?
Well, I think that yesterday's nobody is tomorrow's somebody. If he can rise to the occasion to fulfill his dream, he's there. He said he's going to win. He feels it. And so anything can happen. So it ain't what I think, it's what he thinks. And what he thinks, if he can fulfill it, you got a heck of a fight on your hands because he hasn't lost in 7 years. So the man has got some credibility there, and to be able to establish a 7-year winning streak. So I'm looking forward to one of the most exciting fights that has been out there, and especially so because you're bringing back the excitement to the sport of boxing, and that's giving the people what they want. And that's the most important thing here, because when you give people what they want, they say, when is the next one? And right now we're fighting for a cause also of freedom and peace, that we have attached the great country of the Ukraine, fighting for freedom and peace in a democracy type attitude, stimulating from America. And so what we have here is going to be an exciting fight. I want everybody to see it on the greatest fight network out there. Is Fight Network and Fight Network Plus. So we got it. So Sean, you got a fight on your hands. Irresistible force against an immovable object, and something has got to give, and give it will on Friday, 1 week from the day. So get in there now and get your order in now, so you don't be shut out, because this is going to be a tremendous event.
Well, no one knows how to promote a fight quite like you, Don. And you said that people always ask after a fight like this, what's next? For Adrien Broner, what's the ultimate goal? Who are the biggest names on the hit list? You got Teofimo Lopez in this division, Rolly Romero, guys like Devin Haney, and might be moving up. Tank Davis has fought in this weight class. What's the ultimate goal, with Adrien Broner right now?
Well, Adrien Broner is using a Hutch, as they call him, for a comeback fight. He's trying to demonstrate that his talent of yesterday is going to be here today again. And he has a record that sustains and substantiates that dream by having 4 world titles distinctively, separately, at one time. And so this is an amazing record. All right, so now they call him the problem. Well, he is a problem for the opponent because he has the agility, the dexterity, the physical movement, the great footwork, and lightning fast hands. So it gives an opponent a real problem because their hands can't hit what their eyes can't see. And so this is a problem for him. And right, with me, I go for the people. I'm a promoter of the people, by the people, and for the people. So therefore, money is incidental. It don't say that I'm not trying to make a profit, but it's incidental, connected collectively with giving the people what they want. And that means giving them not one title fight as a headliner, but giving them a collectively headliners that will be called co-features. And so we're going to have a great co-feature card. But right now, we're talking about a guy named Adrien Broner. And so he's a troublemaker, and he's a problem maker. So therefore, we're going to have not only the excitement, would he show up? Would he be there? Would he fight? All these unanswered questions will be answered on a week from the night. And so it's going to be what we're going to see, a real lightning extravaganza that's going to be put together, that's going to be super sensational. So we want you to get out there and order right now, Fight TV. That's the place to be if you're going to watch TV.
Don, you touched on a lot of it just now. He's the problem. He's been the problem in the ring, but also the problem, outside of the ring. What's it been like to deal with him? You said it yourself. Is he going to show up on fight night? Is he going to make weight? What's it been like for you having to deal with Adrien?
Well, I've never dealt with Adrien. You know what I mean? So it's all Adrien was a problem for the other guys. And when he's winning 4 titles in the process, I was too busy with guys that nonchalant, regular guys like Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Ken Norton, Mike Tyson, all these little problems that I had on my hand that I was dealing with. I didn't have time to be with Adrien Broner. Now, after Adrien Broner has been declared the problem and everybody is putting an antagonistic attitude toward him, nobody wants to help him, and then they try to convince me and not trying to help him. And when I say to them, I say trouble is my middle name. After all those little problems I had, with the guys that was there, with the Larry Holmes, and all of the guys that were fighting that, create little small, shocking revelations, I didn't have a time to deal with a guy like Adrien Broner. Now, Adrien Broner comes in an hour of need because he wants to come back and demonstrate by his own words that he wants to be able to unify and defend. And he wants to win new titles. He wants to reclaim his glory. And that's why we say return to glory, and we can do so at a time when the Ukraine is putting up their lives, putting up their heart, their minds, their children, their families to fight for freedom and peace and independence so they can have sovereignty and prosperity. And unprovoked, Russia has attacked them on some ambiguous thing of calling it an offense of the egotism, for Vladimir Putin. But people of the world got to stand up and do that. But in the meantime, a lot of these questions will be answered on June the 9th as far as Adrien Broner would be concerned. But we want you all to be collectively thinking about those people that are emulating and imitating a democracy. And we got to be able to fight and support that democracy like no one else has done, and which made America stand out in the world as a leader of the world to do so. And so we got a whole lot on the table here, Sean, and we're going to be able to bring it out there to you. So everybody, you can't afford to go to the ice box to get a cold beer or cocktail or whatever. You got to be able to watch it from the bell ring, from from minute to second to second. You know what I mean? Because anything can happen. And so if Broner says he's going to win, and Hutch says he's going to win, so you got two things bumping their head together. Let's see who will be the victor. And we, me, you, we all will be amazed because we know our knows. You know what I mean? But the guy named Adrien Broner, he said, I know. You know what I mean? And that's what counts. And then the guy said, Hutch said, I know how to stop him, and that's what counts. So there you got it. You got two winners going in at each other. Let's see what happens.
And like you said, it's June 9th on Fight TV, that fight. But just looking a little bit ahead past June 9th, big fight with Adrien, July 29th, Crawford and Spence. And a lot of people are comparing that fight to a lot of great bass fights, but one of them is the fight you promoted, Felix Tito Trinidad against Oscar De La Hoya. Does this fight remind you at all of that fight? What do you think of this fight? And who do you think is going to be the man celebrating like Trinidad was with you after? Who's going to come out on top?
Well, to me, as a fan, it's going to be the one who wants it the most. But as a promoter, I have to say, I got to deal with what is real. Adrien Broner has been selling not less than 1 million buys and of what it is. So he's established himself as a 4-champion winner. Hutch has not done that. He has not lost a fight, but he's never held a title. So therefore, we got to go for the fans, and the fans is what counts with me. The people are my most important asset. So you got an exciting situation here. And then to add on to that, we got co-features. We don't call them undercards on a DKP show. They're co-features. We got the fellow from Egypt, Ahmed Abalali, whatever his name is. He's coming in with the Pharaohs. The Pharaohs is bringing him as a message carrier, to show they're still alive and they're still out ruling out there, reaching out to the people of Egypt and the world. All right, so then you got to take this guy. He's taking on Gregory, and this makes what's the excitement. It's the Ukraine is fighting for their lives and justice and equality, what America stands for. And Nelson Mandela in South Africa anointed me as a peace ambassador. You know what I mean? So fighting for world peace, he said, you did a lot for boxing, but you can do more for peace. All right, so he made me the peace ambassador, and I'm now fighting for peace around the world, and we find ourselves in hoopla on an unprovoked war, and then down the road, Shimon Peres, Israel, the Star of David. They anointed me, the president, Shimon Peres, and Ambassador, Ari Shimon. This is what we have going for us, it's going out there. Now I'm a peace ambassador for the Perez Center of Peace. That demonstrates that the Jews and the Palestinians can work together from childhood in sports and entertainment, and they all agrees in living and coexisting together, working together works, and they're exemplifying this. You know what I mean? So for being a peace ambassador, we attach that to the co-preacher card, but it really takes number one, because nothing is more important than peace and freedom. And you don't get them for nothing. They are costly. They're not cheap. A new nation under God, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal, endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, among these which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what makes America great. Now we got what we would say attacked by white supremacy, and they then turned around and switched our focus from freedom, justice, and equality to being able to use bias, bigotry, hatred, violence and death, to be able to justify their cause of saying white superior, non-white inferior. All right, so what we got here is a tremendous situation for the world to know that we stand firm and ever ready and vigilant with great valor to fight for what is right for all people that are children of God, that would be able to deal with freedom and peace and liberty, equality, and independence, sovereignty, and then reach out for prosperity. So we got a card here, man, that's going to be tremendous. And then we got a lightweight Becker box from the WBC that's going to be coming up. His name, let me say what his name is, Antonio Williams and Braulio Rodriguez. Now, the difference of all of these things, John, is that nobody knows nobody on the card other than Adrien Broner. The only name that rings a bell. That shows what the dire straits of boxing is today, because they promote for the little money they can get from a network, HBO or Showtime, and now there's no more HBO and Showtime. Showtime exists, but it's under one label. One promoter, and that's the end of that. So that is not equality. That is not DIE, diversity, whatever it is. So, but the idea is the only one that rings a bell worldwide is Adrien Broner. But I want to bring that back to where you bring all the boxers' names back, where you know them with a breath of fresh air. As soon as they come in, you say, here it is. When you're shaving in the morning, you look in the mirror, you want to imitate Adrien Broner for his fast hands and his footwork, his fancy footwork, and his dynamite punches. You want to be able to do and imitate a guy named Muhammad Ali, and winning and losing was a super thing for him, because he never knew what it was to lose. So therefore, when he lost, he said, that justified me into learning what you do when you lose. You get knocked down, you get back up, you dust yourself off, and you get back into the game, eradicating the word failure out of your vocabulary and say setback every now and then, no failure. And then you go back in there and re-win your title that you just lost. Boy, that Muhammad Ali taught me, and he was my first fighter, Sean. He started me at the top, and I have never left, and the only reason I stayed there is because the Elijah Muhammad, say, give the man a chance to fail. And they've been waiting on me to fail now for 40 years. So, I'm still out there. I'm working because I represent a promoter of the people, and the people are the most important asset. I love the people of America, every race, color, creed, and religion, every gender. So don't make no difference to me. All I want to see is the best man wins when he goes in that ring. And we're going to have a fight on Friday night. That's a week from today and it's going to be super sensational. And you hear it right now with Sean. There's Sean Zittel. Hot boy, what an honor that is for me to be on your show. Sean Zittel, go, boy, go, you know what I mean? Let's make it happen. And we got another title fight with the Fecker box. We got this one with the Ahmed Ali in the light heavyweight division. He already has the WBA title. Now he's fighting for the WB, what do they call it, the BF?
WBO and NABO or the NABF?
Yeah, they got now, the WBA Z up or whatever it is, title, So he's getting on both of them. So you have the WBA and the WBC out there fighting. So we're in it to win it. We can't give in, we can't give up, and we can't quit. So we're going to be there, but we need you, the beautiful people, of America first, to be able to deal with this win and to deal with this program and to tune in so they can see it, so they can tell their friends and their cousins and their relatives, about what a great night it was. And they will holler to me, when is the next one?
Well, Don, I hate to take it back to something so small after all the big issues you just spoke about, but the beautiful people, God honest truth, Don, the beautiful people are going to want to know, who do you have in that fight, that Spence Crawford fight? And is either guy not as big a name as Adrien Broner? And just your thoughts on that.
So there's no name on this card as big as Adrien Broner, because Adrien Broner represents 4 distinct, separate titles, world titles, not titles that would be for different sections like the NABA, and the NABCF, whatever. Those are regional titles.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Adrien Broner is the biggest name, but do we have the biggest claim? That's what the question is they want to know, and that's what I want to know too. Do you still have it? And you had it yesterday. Do you maintain and contain and restrain anybody from taking it away from you, that you can have it again? That's what he says. I'm going to defend the title. I'm going to win the title, defend the title, and unify the title. He said, I want to be able to bring more championships back onto the fold. And so that's what I'm going to do. And he said, I want to do it with Don King. All right. So we're both coming into this thing, carving a trail to be followed. Pioneering, trailblazing, not one that is, we can say what it is. So what I'm saying is the winner is going to be the one I want to be with. Can he fulfill his prophecy and be Adrien Broner of yesterday, today? And can Hutch fulfill his prophecy, never losing a fight in 7 years, so make it go on to the 8 years that he ain't never lost a fight? That's what makes it so exciting, of ladies and gentlemen and children and excitement. That's what makes it so exciting, because you can't pretend. You can't pretend to win. You got to be able to do it. And so we're all going to be looking with our breathtaking anticipation of what the excitement is going to be. Who's going to bring that belt back home when they say, whoever wins this fight, they're going to be fighting for the world title. And so that's what everybody's looking for. Then when you get the world title, you can do all these things that he had. So Adrien Broner said, I'm going to win that world title. I'm going to win this fight so I can get that next world title. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. I'm excited, fans. And fans, believe me, I'm excited. I'm going to be just as amazed as you are. So we got a real show that's coming up that's going to be an extravaganza second to none. And we're going to have it right here. And you heard it right here with Sean Zittel, the greatest show on the road, with another what they call fight night TV. I'm just so happy and thrilled. Please join me on that night.
Mr. King, am I not going to get a Spence Crawford pick out of you?
Well, you got one. You got the one that wants it the most is the one that's going to get it.
You did say that.
The one that wants it the most. And so that would be the judge from hindsight, not foresight. Sean Zittel, y'all. Fight night on TV.
Well, Don, and I like to call you Mr. King out of respect for all the great things you've done in boxing, Mr. King. I wish I could talk to you longer. I hope I get a chance to talk to you again. Thank you for everything you've done for the sport of boxing, Mr. King. And we'll be watching June 9th live from Miami, Adrien Broner against Bill Hutchinson. Just thank you, Mr. King.
Well, thank you for having me. I feel honored, and I feel very pleased that I can be talking to your fan and your fandom, which is going to grow extensively because you're so superb in what you do and how you do it, when you do it and where you do it. So all I want you to do is to be at that fight on the screen or on the scene, whatever would be able to suit you, person that would fit into your schedule. But be there eyeball wise, looking at it fight wise. And we're going to talk after this fight, you and I, as a date, to say, well, you see what I'm saying? So-and-so wanted it the most, and so-and-so is the winner. So let's say what so-and-so going to be. That's between you and me. Right after this fight, the fight night. Yeah, now we're going to do it on TV. So let's get a pay-per-view cheap, not no pay-per-view price. This fight would be $1 fight, you know what I mean? 80, whatever it would be, but we're talking about $25, $24, you know, just chump change, you know what I mean? To be able to just get it on. So don't be hesitant about spending for the entertainment of the family, the friends, and all your people that are around you. Go out and be disciples. Tell them, get out there and get with Sean and buy this fight on Fight TV, you know what I mean, for $24 or whatever it is. And let's go out there and have us some fun again and bring boxing back to you like it's supposed to be. Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you so much, Mr. King. Have a great day. Thank you.
Only in America. Only in America. Hey, Sean, Zittel and me, we are family.
Talk to him, baby. Thank you, Mr. King.